Hello? Oh wait, maybe hello? Hello. There we go. We're ready. We are all here and ready. Welcome in. Hi, hello, hello. We're gonna get started right away. Boop, 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 boop. Where is our D&D? There it is. Yeah. Feng shuied my room. It's different.
Swayed up.
Feels good.
Not done.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm glad.
Matthew,
Hope
hello,
everyone's
welcome
doing
in.
good.
And Kel, thank you for 2 months.
If you
I
aren't, I
love
hope
you.
tonight helps you get a little better. Before we get started, Rin will no longer be playing with us. Not for any bad reason or anything, just withdrew from the game. So, for now, we won't have him playing. Of course, I'll make sure to get the character situated as organically as possible, aka bullshitting. It's just the five of you now, for now. And with that, we can beg a recap of one of you. Is there anyone who wanted to do the recap this week? I can't remember. Or am I just tossing it to the wind?
Without Rin, who's gonna do the recaps every week?
What if I'm too sad to do the recap?
I can take a crack at it if no one else wants an inspiration.
Go for it.
Cool.
All are welcome.
Stuff in my face, so it's all you.
Okay. So last session we had just returned to Phandalin after defeating the dragon. We all went our respective ways, and so we started kind of dealing with what each person was doing immediately post being back in Phandalin. Louis contemplated getting the party some celebratory gifts, even though as a Fae he really shouldn't be doing that. Or as someone who is Fae adjacent, he shouldn't be doing that. But he decided this was a good way to celebrate. So he went off to a shop to go figure out what to get everyone. Gita unwinded with Clean Jaw. I'm going by what I remember, not necessarily in any order. Gita unwinded with Clean Jaw and really had a decompressing kind of moment, I think, with each other, kind of recapping, all the death that they've seen and all the life that still is living thanks to their efforts. I think yes, while naked, they were in the bath. I think Gita also shared a little bit of uncertainty with Clean Jaw from what I remember. Kind of not knowing what to do next, really, not knowing where to go from here, and held a kind of solemn moment also with Clean Jaw, who was also dealing with some issues of his own. Oh man, Zarek. What did Zarek do? Why don't I remember? I remember Zarek going upstairs to get clean. That's all I remember for some reason. Why? Hang on. Because I just rewatched the recap. Or I just rewatched the VOD.
Zarek was actually just enjoying some alone time with his thoughts. No one
Okay, maybe that's why. He was just having a nice Zarek moment. Alone. McEtray also kind of had a moment of just cleaning, but also found out that he's kind of turning a little transparent and also at the same time becoming extremely beautiful. What a terrible time to become invisible. Just as you're realizing your immense beauty. Conleth shared a moment with Kiss as he also winded down, trying to figure out what his next steps were as well. And I think as the party started to slowly regroup, Louis after shopping, met a man named Father Fergus, who introduced himself as a priest of Lathander, I believe. And they exchanged some pleasantries, and Louis went about his business. Later, Zarek and McKetre met with Louis, and Zarek and McKetre had briefly been talking about how they need to get together as a group and start rehashing everything that's happened, and maybe see if we are still together as a party. McKetre also begged that the party, when they group up together, share more about themselves. To which Zarek then accosted Louis immediately and said that he needed to share something. Louis shared that he is from a grove somewhere he believes to the southeast of here, if his bearings are correct. McKetre shared, I believe, that he is an aristocratic person of Waterdeep. Zarek shared about his scar, because that's what Louis asked about. And we learned that he got the scar from some bondmates of his, clanmates, some other friends, so maybe. Conleth then came down later, also shared that he also got his scar from his people. And we haven't heard from Gita yet. I think Gita's still upstairs with Cleanjaw doing what they're doing. Oh, and we also were able to get Stonehill to give us access to Harbin Wester's house so that we can have our private meeting amongst the group party. The end.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for that. I will give you your point of inspiration.
Hooray, my pretty star.
I posted a thing in notes and handouts that I literally forgot to post this whole week. Which is just what any character may or may not know about.
The Gilded Mirage is a traveling circus.
Oh shit, he's reading it out loud. That's crazy.
Ooh, I love them already. Okay.
All right. So we will just go right back into it. At the Stonehill Inn, where Gita just came downstairs to the rest of the party sharing.
What a fucking share fest.
Yeah!
Yes, sure.
A Sharkle Jark.
So Gita, you come down with Clean Jar in tow, thumping down the stairs, and what should you see but four of your party members lined up on the bar, drinking, eating, talking,
make it a floating party one.
And
not like it matters.
Well, they're talking.
It does matter. Anyway,
trauma bonding.
I love it when an orc is fully dressed. I love it when orcs wear well-fitting jeans, big, comfy, cozy knit sweaters, toques, and jackets. I love it when they have big, comfy winter boots so they don't get cold.
That we were bonding over trauma, and I was thinking of Jamie Lee Curtis saying trauma repeatedly.
Thank you. I will take my Oscar now.
It's trauma. It's PTSD.
Yeah, Gita, what do you do?
I would say she's pretty much like flouncing down the stairs, right? Like she's like skipping, probably skips a couple steps as she just like hops down, Clean Jaw being the fucking. I feel like she's like the golden retriever and he's the cat in the relationship. Like that's the vibes it gives me. And I feel like he's just like skulking behind her while she just skips down the stairs. And she's just wearing a cute little sundress and she halts as she sees everybody gathered at the bar.
Hi.
She's like, what am I missing? The FOMO is hitting. So she runs up to everybody. And kind of peeks around Conleth's shoulder to look at the whole group and just goes, what am I missing?
Louis gives her a little wave.
Good morning. We were just bonding over our shared traumas.
Well,
Not all of it was trauma.
mine certainly wasn't.
She goes to immediately turn around and leave.
It is your turn to share.
Yep, I must say it is.
It does not have to be, and he looks over at Clean Jaw, whatever just happened, however.
Gia looks
He just
like,
is
very confused.
standing red emoji.
What? Kind of shifts to look at Clean Jaw, looks back. What could have happened?
Just raises a brow.
Louis puts his elbows on the table and then looks over at her like, indeed, what could have happened?
She just stares, looking genuinely confused by what they could be insinuating. I'm lost.
That's okay. Just share a fact about yourself.
My name's Gita.
Okay, let's try again. We've learned so far that I am from a grove somewhere to the southeast. McKetre is a Waterdavian aristocrat. Zarek and Conleth both have scars given to them by former friends, I imagine. And now you...
No.
Are you asking me where I'm from? Is that the point of this?
We're being asked a personal anecdote.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if this is where I'm from, but it's where I've been. I've been with a traveling circus my entire life since I can remember anything. But it obviously travels, so I don't know if I would say I'm from somewhere specifically.
Louis' ears flutter. He looks excited about a traveling circus. And he, like, sits up in his seat. He's already very tall in his seat. He sits up in his seat a little more and he's like, Which one?
Oh, she looks excited as well. They're called the Gilded Mirage.
I have heard of them.
I
Haven't seen them, but...
Haven't seen them. Well, yeah, I mean they do travel a lot, but I'm sure they've been quite active. I haven't been with them in how many days has it been? It was probably a couple days before I all met you that I left with their well wishes to, do some exploring.
Have you performed at Silvery Moon?
They might have before my time with them, which started when I was a baby. But I don't know. Not since I've been there.
Do you have snail racing?
Snail racing?
She squints her eyes. Is that an enjoyable thing?
At the Witchlight Carnival, there are snails to race.
I'm sure riveting. Sure,
What
very,
about-
very.
What is a circus?
Oh.
What?
Oh dear. He's really ignorant. We have to start from the beginning.
I am not ignorant.
She pulls out her smartphone and Googles a circus.
A traveling minstrel act.
Entertainers. Whimsical and weird entertainers. That have
Weird.
pen-
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't need to focus on that word.
Carnivals often have attractions, things to see, spectacles.
These are
things of-
distractions, yes.
I
Well,
mean,
yes. Yeah.
in a manner of speaking, I suppose.
That's technically a circus, what you're describing. Carnivals feature rides and games and food, whereas circuses have acrobats, clowns, minstrel acts, animals.
Sorry,
and
was
other
it-
sorts of attractions?
Was yours not a circus?
I don't mean to be so pedantic, but I am this pedantic. Please excuse
Gil's
me.
Indeed.
so bored.
Okay, so no snail racing. Did you have goblin wrestling?
What on earth?
I'm gonna request that you stop asking me these weird questions.
Are these diversions where you are from? Snail racing and goblin wrestling?
I can say what we did have if this will help the scenario that we are going into here.
He nods.
You did say it was
Hello,
weird.
hello. Almost 2 years, just
Yeah,
4
I don't
months
know
to
if I
go.
would say
Kamaja 1
snail
flex,
racing
Kamaja 1
weird,
kilo,
though. That's
Kamaja 1
even weird to
awooga.
me.
Well, the Witchlight Carnival had these.
The Witchlight Carnival.
Yes.
Yeah, never heard of it. Anyways,
Jeez.
yeah, I think we.
Orleos, thank
I
you
know-
for
I know
20
that probably-
months.
I know there's other traveling
Giving you
services
this,
out there. I
giving
know
you
we're
one
not
of
the only
these.
one that I would say we might be the best. But I do think that my group of friends slash family slash fellow entertainers, I think they take their art a little more seriously. Not that I'm saying snail racing isn't serious. That's exactly what I'm saying. But I do think we just we like to put on a show, and use our own skill sets, not the skill sets of snails. And we definitely like to focus on illusions. It's kind of a feast for the eyes and ears. We have a couple of monster hunters and treasure hunters, so we are known for showcasing a lot of different artifacts or magical items or what have you and what has its. I was never allowed to touch them. And we have this sorcerer actually who's a really great fortune teller, and I would say 60% of the time she's always accurate.
Why did you leave?
I think I just wanted to figure out me. I don't know who I am. I just know that they found me, and I grew up with them, and I learned from them, but it was all them. I don't know how much of what is me is just truly me, or is just an act, a performance, a circus.
So, figuratively speaking, you are seeking your destiny.
I don't know if it's that deep, but I think I just wanted to go out and have fun.
Well, that we have certainly had.
Hmm.
Well, enlightening. Takes a sip of whatever he's drinking.
So, what have I missed? I haven't been here for any of the sharing. Anything else besides where you all are from?
I think those are the highlights so far, Gita.
Scars and ritual non-consensual sex were discussed.
I do believe that Goblin was going to arrange for us to use Harbin's house during the
Yes, that part.
celebrations so that we could have kind of more in-depth group conversation regarding what has transpired and where do we go from here.
Yes, on the proviso that someone does not ignite the foliage again.
You are that someone.
Well, it was not I. It was merely someone who looked like me.
Yes.
Other Conway.
As you all speak, Harbin himself is actually awkwardly kind of skittering toward the group. And as he gets closer, he tries to get your attention. Him.
Conleth doesn't move.
Nobody look at him.
Nope.
Ketre looks at him.
Damn it.
Conleth slams his drink down at the bar and turns around and just kind of like looks between his feet.
Him.
Yes, Harbin? Do you have something to say?
I do, actually. If you would all lend me an ear.
Louis swivels in his chair.
I'd really rather not lend you any, but go for it.
Oh no, it's just a figure of speech, my dear. Go. Yes, I have decided that you are welcome to use my residence for a little while for the purpose of your meetings. Famous heroes as you now are, I imagine you must be hard pressed to go anywhere without recognition, and because of that, privacy. So I invite you for temporary lodging at my estate. Temporary! When you're finished with your meeting, I trust that you will leave.
Petri nods. We appreciate your generosity.
Yes, how astute and kind.
I confess myself a terrible host. Since I am, of course, moving to Neverwinter, I have nothing prepared in the kitchens. However, you seem to have provided yourself with a lot to eat and drink here, so there should be no problem.
Louis just gives him a smile, like,
Okay.
sure, bud.
Do you have the keys that you use to open the barricades that you had on your door?
Oh, the barricades have been removed. However, the door is still locked, so you will need the key. And he does come over to you and hand over the key. Do take care of it.
Why did you remove the barricades?
Well, the dragon is gone. I no longer need them.
And you thought barricades would stop a dragon.
Well, if a serial rose burner can stop a dragon, then I suppose a couple wooden barricades will provide some support.
Just stares at you blankly.
I'm afraid this might be your legacy, Conleth.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm afraid this may be your legacy.
What legacy? What have I done?
Rose burning.
Not burn. I did not burn any roses. I don't know what you're talking about.
You do know
look at
what
the
we're
politician.
talking about.
It was
Either
not
way.
him. It was someone wearing his face.
Of course.
Another one.
I imagine you've seen many wondrous and wonderful things, but you have the run of the place for a while. Please return my key to me when you are done. I would appreciate if you left the place in proper order as well.
We will do that. Thank you.
And he bows. And he returns to the table, but he's looking back over his shoulder at you.
Patricia just watches him go, and then he's going to turn back to the party. And he's going to give a sigh. Alright. So, as he noted, he does not have anything in his kitchen. Should we perhaps order a few things from Toblin here, and then make our way over?
Perhaps he'll deliver them.
Yes.
Is Ren still upstairs?
Ah.
Why don't I go check? I'm no good at ordering food.
Peter just nods. Okay.
Wee! Sets
What a
off
track
on-
star. He's in front of the track star.
The
Sets
moment
off
he's
on-
out of the room, Conleth just turns to Yukita and says, "Snail racing."
Gita nods. That's so weird.
Oh no.
Goodness.
I think
Louis,
all of us here are weird.
so true. Louis pops a few knocks on Rin's door.
You knock, and the door is ajar, so it opens when you knock hard enough.
Rin, hello. Oh,
The room is empty.
Party token, party token.
Sure, we'll put it up there. Party token. Nosy party token. Let's go. All right, it's there. The room is empty, decently made up, and there is a note on the desk.
Right. Okay. And he goes to check it out. Wait.
The note is decently enough worded. It's a note that speaks of Rin's departure. He's written a farewell, saying that he has to go back to where he came from. Because of course, if you remember, he popped in here and he said he has unfinished business to take care of, and that he'll probably see you around. Probably not. He has left. The manner in which he has left is a mystery. Well, the tub is still full of water.
Louis reads the note and then sends a telepathic message to his patron and says, "Well, that puts a wrench in some plans, doesn't it?"
Only yours.
I guess we'll see if I can fulfill such a request now that I don't know where he is. And he is like a little clenched teeth about this. He's thankful that no one is here to see him get a little like mad.
Well, technically, he absconded of his own will, so you're not beholden to him.
I don't know if I should believe that one from you, but if you say so.
When have I lied? I can't.
Quite. And he pockets the note and heads out, and then there's like he looks back at the room like, I miss that kid. And he shuts the door behind him.
Oh. As you shut the door, you come onto the side of Father Fergus, who seems to be freshly bathed and in robes again, and he's heading toward the stairs, maybe? He almost bumps into you.
Oh, Father. Sorry, didn't see you there.
Oh, I should say the same. My apologies.
Sorry, you go ahead.
I know you just came out of there so suddenly. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. Was checking in on a friend.
Oh? How are they?
Fine enough, it seems. He has wandered off on his own. So, we'll find him or we won't, I suppose.
I suppose. Is Phandalin a safe city to wander off in?
I would say it is certainly safer now.
Very good, very good. Then I shall perhaps wander on my own as well.
Do you like it here, the tavern?
You're asking... It's wonderful. It's very comfortable. More than I expected. Perhaps more than I deserve.
Don't sell yourself short. It is just Phandalin, after all.
Quite. Now then, I shall proceed to my wanderings. Please, you enjoy your rest.
Steps out of the way. It's like,
Ida comes up the stairs.
oh no.
You see the frame of a relatively large man in robes standing atop. He looks down at you and he says, "Oh, hello there." Me? And he steps back.
He just kind of pauses to look at this guy, like, "What the fuck are you?" She steps up. She's still pretty much blocking the staircase for a moment. She goes, "Hello?" Looks to Louis. Looks to Rin's door. Looks back to Father.
Gita, this is Father Fergus, a priest of the Thunder.
A pleasure to meet you. God's blessings to you, my child.
She just kind of gives him the eyeballs for a second, like, okay, yeah, well, same to you, dude. Steps over here and like gives him away, but she's eyeing him up. Are there any weird vibes?
Any weird vibes? None. He's big. He's polite. He's wearing a priest's robes. He's got kind of like amber eyes, but he's fine. Tara's
Like,
great. He
fine,
looks
or he's, like,
on the
falling?
older side. Fine. He's just fine.
Okay. Okay. Well, as I guess as he's going downstairs, she turns to Lou and just goes, not that I don't think you're quick enough, but I was just getting a little worried. Is Rin okay?
I'd like both of you to roll me a perception check, please.
I'm waiting for this day my whole life.
I've been waiting for this day my whole life. It's so funny. Perception. I have a passive 15, by the way.
Yeah, this one isn't passive. But you do get enough, both of you, to notice that Fergus stops for a moment when you mention Rin's name, and then he just continues going down, hands clasped in front of him. Very pious.
Kind of scowls in his direction.
Yeah.
Who's that weirdo?
Louis keeps his eyes stuck on him for a good minute, and then it's like, Rin took off, it seems.
What do you mean took off? When's he coming back?
Hands her the note.
I can't read. I'm just kidding. Takes the note and looks it over and just looks very confused. And upset. What looks to like, what did you do?
What did I do? How could I have done something?
The look that she gives is like, really, bitch?
I beg the question yet again. What could I have done to this man?
I mean, I think there's a lot you can do. But when's the last time you saw Rin?
Well, after we were teleported back here. The last time I saw any of you, actually.
Do you think this is legit, or do you think someone took Rin and put this note here and it's fake?
He thinks it over for a minute, and the description that it basically sounds like him. And I think in my mind and in Louis' mind, that means something very specific. And he goes, I have my doubts, but I do think this was him. He had something to do. I think that's all it was.
Did you check the whole room?
Yes, all there was a tub of water.
A tub? What? A tub of water?
Yes. The
A
rest...
literal tub full of water?
Yeah, just, you know, like the bath.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, let's go show everybody else. Maybe they know what's going on. Maybe, maybe Rin was kidnapped.
Maybe he was kidnapped. He humors it, but he's like, yeah, no.
She can tell he's humoring it and looks very offended by him.
I can't move because there's a man.
Oh, not this white man in our way.
Right. So you go back down. At this point, Father Fergus is already just heading out the door. He passes past Conleth, Zarek, and McKetra with just like a cursory greeting. And he heads out the door.
Louis makes his way back to the counter, not taking his old seat.
Getcha, please, no attention to this man.
Yeah, he's just a passerby as far as I'm concerned.
Me neither.
Yeah, Zarek just watches him
Um,
because it's a new face.
as he returns with Gita, he says, "News of Rin. He's decided to skip town. Move on."
Oh,
She comes up with a note. I've got a note.
Do you now?
what does it
Smacks him on
say?
the bar top.
From Rin to us. Go ahead, Gita. What is the
Is
note
someone
say?
going to read it?
I don't know what it actually says.
The note is basically a very placid farewell to the group. No one named individually, just the group itself. And it just says that he has things to take care of. He has to go back to where he's come from, and you may or may not see him again. It's very not clinical. Placid was actually the right word for it.
This was kind of the reason that I wanted to have our group conversation.
Because
So that
of
we
Rin?
could. No, so that we could kind of become all abreast of what everyone's intentions were,
Yes.
so that no one would just caught unawares.
Yes, well, it kind of was Rin's thing to catch people unawares, wasn't it?
Wait, are we really just believing that this is just authentic and that Rin just bounced without saying anything to anybody except in a note?
Well, to be honest, it rather makes sense to me.
What is the alternative?
I don't know. What if Rin was kidnapped or murdered?
Did it not
Well-
seem to you that, at least for the last few days, he may have been somewhat disassociating from the rest of us?
No, I was too
He
busy
was
talking
surprisingly
to-
quiet, yes.
Perhaps he knew he was going to leave us.
I'm sure that if someone has kidnapped him, they will return him before long.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I love him.
Helmuth just kind of leans across the bar and grins at you like, yeah.
The other thing is, I doubt Rin would have gone quietly.
That much is true.
That too.
We certainly would have heard if he was kidnapped. Or attempted kidnapping.
Or murdered.
Or murdered.
Were there signs of a struggle?
Actually, no, the room was quite clean.
Apparently there was a tub full of water.
Was
Yes.
he
Forgot
in
to
the
drain
tub?
No,
No, was he in the tub, Louis?
he was not in the tub.
I would be hard pressed to believe that an assassin was hired to take care of Ren at an inn and then also remove all traces of him.
Especially while I was next door in my room. I heard nothing.
Gita sighs defeated. Fine, fine. Rin left. Fine.
People come and go from mercenary companies all the time.
You're
She
not wrong
perks
to
up.
be
Are we a mercenary
suspicious.
company?
No.
No, but we're certainly not a circus.
Deflated immediately.
Well, I do think, to Maketla's
Shall we
point,
leave to ponder that very question?
Indeed.
Well, let's see these flowers I never set on fire.
Today's a new day, comrade.
They're
Or
likely
set 'em on
not
fire
there.
today.
They were burnt.
Very well, let's see these flowers that I reportedly burnt.
Well, no time like the present.
Oh, did we order food?
We did not.
I forgot
And
about that part.
Toblin, who has been minding your business this entire time, provides you with like parcels of food, usually like, or just like a lunchtime meal
Microwave
for
boxes.
everyone. Yeah, because he was preparing lunch for the inn anyway.
Thank goodness. You couldn't expect the two
Whoops.
aristocratic people in this group to order anything.
How do you use DoorDash?
It's like McEachern doesn't eat.
Oh, that's true.
That's also true.
He is going to take the parcels.
Someone else
carry
can
them
eat.
all.
Yeah.
Take the parcels of the food he does not eat.
Yeah, he's just.
We love-
I mean, he's going to carry it to the place that we're going.
Oh,
Like, we
very
love a
good.
friend who doesn't eat. It's cheaper, and if they do get food, we can take it.
Right.
Yes. Excellent.
Can I have
Let's
your
go.
pickle and also your sandwich?
The things I would do for a pickle. You don't
I
understand.
love a pickle, like especially an
Pickles are good.
unsolicited one.
You know, it's like, don't you got a pickle? Where'd your pickle go? He was just here. Oh, there he is.
So mad.
Where'd your pickle go is incredible.
It's a girthy one.
Oh my god!
Actually, it's true. I have the full art. Anyway,
Send it to me now!
Oh,
I already did. Ages ago, I think.
No. No.
See you later.
Give me my corn!
Is this
Oh.
Clean Jaw pickle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh.
That's my man's. Let me see his body.
Gita too
God.
busy in the inn thinking about Clean Job to
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
the,
coming.
the
Literally.
rest of us are
Calm down, honey. My god.
I love it.
That's so hilarious. Alright, so it's not hard to just like walk down the street and get to Harvin's house. People do like cheer you on the way there. It's
Oh,
kind of
God.
surreal actually. Like, yeah, you saved us, hooray! People want to like shake your hand and stuff, but you can either stay and you can take the time to enjoy that attention, or you can just hurry across. Excuse yourselves.
Cheers.
Colin says like what Jodie Foster says when asked for her autograph. She says, "They won't let me."
Derek soaks it up. He's gonna take as long as he wants on the way there.
Yeah,
He was very uncomfortable with the whole thing.
I did put
Yeah.
that
Yes.
on my new D&D meme sheet. I did put that Louis likes praise, so
Yes.
he
Oh,
kind
that's
of
not
waves
fair.
back to people a little.
Who's a good boy?
this is
Right.
too much attention for McEachern, and so he's going to hurry along with Gita.
Alright. That means Gita and McEachern arrive first. And the others.
And
Yeah, Louis
get me out of
here.
here.
Louis in the back. He's waving towards people.
I'm
He's
as
home.
well.
Yes, hello.
Hello,
Yes, I am that Louis.
Nope. I don't know who Gita is. Nope, no idea. Never seen a dragon in my life. Have you seen a Joshua? Have you seen a dragon?
Oh.
What? I don't know who this. Who are these people?
Joshua.
She looked at my catcher when she said that.
Josh.
Oh dear. They're black.
Yes.
Oh, you actually put dots on them.
That's so funny.
Because they were incinerated.
I didn't realize what you were talking about.
Yeah, it took me a minute too. I was like,
I was like, oh, wow.
Like, yes, they are blackened.
You're gonna see my face in real time. I was like, oh.
I think Commonwealth should restore them to, like... No, that makes you do things. Never mind. You went to all this trouble to make them black. Let them stay black. I was gonna say maybe he kind of magics them back to life a little bit.
Does he like flowers?
does.
No.
Okay.
As they get there, McEachern is going to motion to the flowers, and he's going to say, "This was your, not yours, handiwork."
Louis leans down to them and says, "If there is any life left in you, I apologize on his behalf." Yes,
I
he's
hope
talking
they
to the
scream
plants.
like distraught game trees.
The plants seem fine themselves. It's just that the roses are.
The roots go deep. They'll return.
I'm sure, but I'm sure it still hurt to be burned. He talks to these ones for a minute too.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Alright, McKetra's going to go to the door to use the key.
Go ahead.
Nice.
You open the door to the familiar estate. It's been very neatly put away. Nothing has in fact been like moved or actually put away, but it's very tidy. He's probably going to have someone either rent the place or come in and clean it and just keep it.
An
upkeep it.
Airbnb.
And the space is yours.
Once he's done talking to the plants, he watches everyone go in, and then
And we can go through all his shit.
Yeah, actually.
Oh my god.
Louis shuts the door behind them because he's like,
You went upstairs. She's snooping.
There's one door that's locked that I can't get in.
Derek just standing in the living room and watching him, shaking his head.
What? McKetra just opens the door and
Matilda
wonders what's wrong with
Wynn.
Colin's
Matilda
hand.
Wynn, welcome in. Nice to see you. Thanks for the
Turtle.
follow. It's Turtle.
The turtle.
Alright, we're gonna put the parcels of food here. And then he will head to sit over here.
Louis took a
I'll
seat. He's like, I'll let everyone else do the hard work for now.
Conleth like looks at all the flatware on the table. He kind of holds it up and kind of looks at it like, ugh.
Okay, I'm bored of you now. I'm right down.
Rather judgmentally, like, tacky.
Some bedrooms upstairs.
Anything of note, or just bedrooms?
There's a very beautiful piano.
He looks actually surprised by that. Like, oh, music? Crazy.
I'm downstairs or upstairs. Oh, bedrooms. Oh, a piano.
We did not come
oh
here to
shit.
explore his home.
Yes, we did.
No, we did not.
We, the royal we, did.
Let them have their fun. I had a mind to do it myself, but
Conleth like screams
Yeah,
from
missed.
upstairs. There's a piano.
Oh, for the love of God. I already found that.
Conleth just goes over to the piano, looks at it, and then like pokes it with his staff, like nudging it, remembering what happened in Axholm.
Connor, get back down here.
This one's not alive.
Get down here. We need to talk.
Shit, that's just me fucking with the buttons. Sorry.
well then, here we are.
McKetra, this was your idea. Again.
He looks thoughtful for a long moment, and he's kind of like leaning forward with his his fingers intertwined and like his knees, his elbows on his knees. So yes.
Did he pack any wine?
I look to Barrett. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, like a bottle.
Conleth just says, hand it over.
I mean, I don't have it with me. It's on the
It's
table.
on the table.
Oh, well, he goes and collects it, along with some glasses. and he
Like, out of
puts it-
character, I'm tempted to just be like, what are we?
What
Oh.
are
And he
we?
puts it down on the table, and then he pours himself a drink. And then after taking a sip, he looks at you like, you may begin.
Well, I suppose, yes, it was my idea. It wasn't so much that I had, like, an agenda. However, I did think that it would be important for us to kind of debrief from what all has happened. As we spoke about before, we haven't had much time to speak as individuals or as a group. And following Rin's sudden departure, I think And I think Rin's sudden departure highlights that. Um, Clearly, we have done a very big thing, an important thing for this town. Is that all that this is?
Louis scratches at his chin and says, "For me, it unfortunately cannot be. Well, perhaps fortunately." And he looks at Conleth and Zarek. "These two I owe a debt. And until or unless it is repaid, I do not see myself leaving their side anytime soon. And if they do leave my side, I will find them and get my debt paid."
Oh.
That part he says both very seriously and also like there's a smirk on his face.
That's creepy. That's creepy, buddy.
Patrick is like wondering if that's a threat. So instead, he's going to say, "Okay, I'm curious to everyone else's thoughts on the matter." And he looks to Gita and Conleth and Zarek.
Well, I have already exceeded my orders, but I suppose I have nothing else to do with my time until I receive new instructions. So really, I'm at liberty to do what I want.
What do you want?
Gita stares at Conleth, waiting for Conleth to answer.
I know, and this is me hesitating. Let's not say that he is. This is me hesitating.
Okay.
Because, oh my goodness, to be asked such a question. How terrible.
Oh.
I haven't thought a whole lot about his motivations, or it.
I think it's
well,
okay for Conleth to say that Conleth doesn't know what they want yet.
Yeah.
Well, I think he does. I think he will respond with, "I would like my own peace of mind."
That does sound like he wants to continue adventuring with us. Well done, Conleth.
That's not what I said, but I certainly wouldn't mind.
And then he'll slide his gaze over to Gita.
She looks around the group for.
Reload the stream.
Yes. Please refresh.
Hey. And then he'll look to Zarek.
Zarek takes a very long breath. He's like leaned against the wall. His arms are folded. He's kind of had his head down the whole time. And he says, "I considered leaving. My task here is done. And I have a goal in mind that I wish to achieve. I seek glory and fame, titles and renown for myself."
Well, you are certainly off to a fine start.
Yes, that is why I came, to slay the dragon. But I do not intend to stop there. And while we were able to best the dragon, admittedly, as a team, and you see he kind of like drags that word out, looking around. I admit that I have not. It has been rather frustrating at times.
Colin just turns to Gita and says, "Is this how draconic people express disappointment?"
Gita speaks up. She just kind of like makes a humored face at Colin, and she speaks up, and she actually looks really serious as she responds to that. She goes, "Well, we are all strangers who did randomly meet in a random town, and got kind of roped into a goal together to defeat this dragon. So I don't think it is the weirdest thing that our teamwork is probably not the best, as this is the first time we've really sat down and talked. But I don't think that means that we can't be a better team. And I know I, for one, am all in on helping you achieve
We're
any
all gonna look at my
glories, fame,
face until
fortune, or
Foundry pops back up.
honors that you wish to seek as along the way. I'll probably learn a lot more about myself as well."
There we go.
Which of yourselves, now that we are in private, these are things that, aside from the, he looks like he's searching for the word, differences in personality and talents.
The other.
There are many unknowns that could jeopardize, even once have jeopardized my own life.
That actually touches on something that I have been thinking about.
Likewise.
Because while similar to Zarek, I do have things that I need to attend to. However, given the fact that we've all fought together, bled together, and died and have returned together, I wonder if this is more than just coincidence. That's one thought. The second thought is that given that all that we have shared and been through together, it makes me wonder if any of that means something to you.
He like looks around like, do you mean me?
He's looking at everybody.
Oh, okay. He will give other people a chance to speak.
I will admit that I found myself more intrigued than usual about all of you. Especially given that I've never seen people come back to life in the manner that, well, most of you had. How did that happen, by the way?
That's a good question.
Gita looks around like, I don't know, what am I supposed to know?
Well, I don't think
It
Gita
happened to me.
died. Yeah. He's directing the question to Conleth, who died once, and McKetray, who died once. And both seem to come back.
I don't recall dying.
Huh.
I also do not recall the exact mechanisms of how we returned.
Well, it was a miracle, I'll say that much.
Colin looks uneasy with that word.
What, miracle?
Yes.
Miracle.
Then he's going to look at Zarek. But yes, I do agree that we are a group of disparate individuals. But perhaps that is the point. Because from what I've seen, it's our collective talents and abilities that have led us to this success, as I'm sure that none of us could have completed this alone.
Or, as you have stated, perhaps it was coincidence. Yes, we all have our own strengths. I can admit that much, and it's obvious, even to the blind. However, there is no discipline, no... He, like, grits his teeth a bit. It does not matter the situation. That, while you may be willing to gamble your own lives, I, as I said, have a goal and would wish to know in these situations that I can depend on those who are likely behind me or beside me.
Which brings us back to the reason and part of the purpose that we are here, so that we can discuss and gain familiarity and understanding of each other, so that we can all feel that confident way about those around us.
I think Louis is like clearly in some kind of deep thought, because he's like scratching at his chin and he's fidgety, and he's wondering like, well, it's clear that he's wondering something, and I think he speaks and says, I guess my curiosity about this is where I may have done something wrong.
Zarek tilts his head and says, would you wish to explain how you became a dragonborn?
Oh. And he kind of like...
Or no, he says, he like stops, scoffs, how you took the identity of another.
Yes, certainly. In that desperate moment, having saw many of you fall, and Gita go a bit haywire, I made a, well, let's call it a magical spell of sorts. Something I learned during my time in the Feywilds. And this is actually the first time he's probably brought up being in or around the Feywilds. In which we use certain magical, let's call them tricks, to gain leverage, let's call it. In this case, I took Odnir's name. In so doing, I became Odnir, though a name only, and knowledge. I was searching for a way to relieve us of the situation, and I took it a bit far.
In other words, Fey nonsense.
Well, it did give us some brief clarity into our enemy. Well, me,
Yes.
anyway.
It did.
I suppose what might be helpful to cut to the root of what it seems Zarek is alluding to, perhaps we could go around and say, what is it that would help you to feel trust with those who are in this room? What would you require? He's going to look at Zarek.
Yeah.
Since that does seem to be, well, it was like, perhaps you can start.
Yes, I have considered this already. He, like, looks around the room and resolutely just nods and says, training together.
You mean like swordsmanship?
I do believe it necessary, yes, for those of you who are less physically strong. Because it is important to defend yourself when you cannot cast your magics. However, I believe that, yes, there is something to be said of the many battles we have been in, but each of those, in their own way, are merely a desperate struggle for life. Training is deliberate, purposeful, and is not something that, and if it is important, is not something that would just be walked away from. That is what forges a team and trust, in my experience.
Louis' eyes shift to McKetray, like training.
He looks at Zarek for a long moment, and he's going to go. That's not how he's going to go. That's me. He's going to say, okay. I can understand where you are coming from. And he is going to say this part a bit slowly. However, I think what may also be helpful for everyone else, to go along with some training or to even be comfortable with some training, I think a thing to be aware of, or are you aware that sometimes that you can be quite severe?
Intense.
Yeah. He's going to say, and while I understand that that is likely a cultural thing, perhaps you could try being a bit warmer. I've noticed that you tend to bark orders quite often, even though we are not soldiers. We are all just people from various backgrounds. However,
he stops. Continue.
It was like, we know that you have the potential to be warm. For example, when we were fighting that dragon, you gave your speech upon the beast back. Despite it literally being cold, and despite the pain, and despite the fear, you were not severe. You were warm. And it was that warmth that inspired me, at least, and I believe inspired the rest of us to be ready to fight. So perhaps you could try to lean more into that warmth now, so that it would be easier for all of us to find one another more agreeable.
Kind of looks around to see what the expressions on everyone's faces are saying.
Full agreement.
Oh.
Weird faces, nodding. Full agreement.
Colmouth is just Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Colmouth is just staring down at his wine.
Louis looks at Zarek and says, "Your speech, though somewhat biting, was indeed quite inspirational. I agree with McKetray's assessment."
as I'm sure there is no one here who would intentionally desire for anyone else here to feel endangered by their presence.
I did not think it warm, per se. He, like, has, like, a finger up to, like, his chin, like, thinking.
Perhaps electrifying.
But
He, like, looks at Louis. Just, like, slow turns and looks at him. He says, I gave orders in order to try and bring order to the chaos of battle. But if this warmth would be helpful, then I can try. However, I do not wish any of you to believe you are under threat in training. I would handle you like whelps. Fresh from the egg.
Duly noted.
The fuck? Gita's face is literally like, the fuck?
You got your answer. Got your answer, although, like, egg.
Egg.
Kalmuth is just looking at Zarek like, what the hell are you talking about?
I'm curious to see what this training regimen that you have in store will be.
I will take some time to ponder this. I, in truth, did not expect you to be agreeable. As often there are many dissents, even if it is unneeded, I believe is the word in my eyes.
I do admit to being somewhat unskilled with my blade, so I welcome the idea of getting better.
Gita nods in agreement.
Okay.
And it is not simply only the blade. You can then, as a team, it is good to be familiar with the strengths and weaknesses of one another.
Louis, I just realized she didn't nod in agreement at your lack.
Oh,
I just realized that's how you triggered.
I was like, how rude.
No, I like, oh, I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. No, she's like,
Yeah,
nodding.
you like, man, that Louis, you suck, boy.
She's like, no, you're fucking terrible, motherfucker. No, she's just like nodding and agreeing to being down for training.
Chat said, by the way, Dragonborn response. Right. So Zarek wants training, and we would like him all to be a little less barking.
He looks to the others. But this isn't simply about Zarek. What is it that the rest of you require in order to feel comfortable and to develop trust with one another?
Why do we have to require something?
If you don't have a requirement and you already feel comfortable and trusting of the rest of us, you do not have to have a specific response. I mean, you could just say that.
I don't think I distrust many of you, despite the falling into some traps that have happened. I do not see fault, really. I would like to know exactly what your skills are, just in case, but otherwise, I am content.
Mm. Big Paketre will nod at that, and he will say, that is also my position as well. Well, like Zarek, I have noticed a potential lack of discipline in training. I do believe that you are proficient with what it is that you do. Um, I also have a higher tolerance for the chaos of existence, we will say.
As do I.
Uh,
I am from the Feywilds, after all.
yes. Because she doesn't quite know what that is, but yes.
Are you two fine as well? And he looks at Gita and Conleth. I think you both did the same thing.
Oh. Twinning them, Daniel. Gita just, I don't know, man. Gita just looks around. She just nods. She goes, I don't have any requirements. Just happy to be here.
Louis smiles. Happy to be here.
She just wants to belong, guys.
Conlit.
Did you say conlit or conlit?
I said
that's what I heard.
He said conlit, yeah. What was that?
Get lit in here.
Drink again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an aside, I'm being deliberate in his violence, and his kind of passive observance of what's being discussed, and it's because Conleth does not wish to be contrarian, but he nevertheless has a contrarian view of what's being discussed, and I think he is keeping it to himself until he can no longer keep it to himself, and it would seem that he's being nudged. So I think he would say, I have lived for nearly 4 centuries.
Sorry if I missed.
And
that's okay. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hope the family
It
call
has
was okay.
been my experience that trust, if it exists, is something that is earned. Because I am so long-lived, the last few days with the rest of you have felt fleeting, and when compared to the rest of my life, seemingly insignificant. However, I have enjoyed
They're
my
alive?
time
Yay!
with you
That's
all.
good. I think.
I make no demands of others. And I do not view my relationships to others as being transactional. As for my competence, or lack thereof, what I needed to do, the directive that I needed to accomplish, I executed to the very best of my competence. And that was all that was required of me. It has been so many years since I have wielded a sword. The last time I wielded a sword was before some of you were glints in your father's eyes. If it is in my self-interest to earn your trust, and I believe it is, and earning that trust requires
everyone is fine for the most. Some injuries. Oh, I'm sorry to
become
hear
more
that, but I'm glad
competent
they're
with a
okay.
sword, then I shall wield a sword.
The catcher scratches at his cheek a little bit. I I do think we should keep in mind that not everyone must needs be required to be proficient with a sword specifically. I do think it would be better. And he looks at Carnolive in his oldness for
In his wisdom and maturity,
yes, that.
Why people are just kept straight in this conversation?
his agedness, like a fine wine.
They
Or
all
an
did.
antique.
That's so
They
funny.
use wrinkly.
He is not wrinkly.
if if your skill set is better suited to being at a distance from an opponent or target, I think we should play to that. I feel that there, I think truly between Zarek, Bowie, and myself, we should be able to cover any close combat, uh, uh, I don't know, opponents that we may run into.
Zarek raises a hand.
Oh.
Yes.
Perhaps I am being misunderstood. Allow me to illustrate. He looks around the room like he's looking to choose someone. And then he says, Gita, what is
Yeah.
what are the strengths of Maketra's chosen art?
Oh, he punches a lot.
Louis, can you name the spells that Conleth is most proficient with?
Well, it's not fire.
That's hateful.
Dang.
Maketra,
Dang.
do you know what spells I can cast?
He doesn't say anything.
Do you see my point now? We are expected, if we continue together, to rely on one another. And part of that means knowing what we are capable of. It is not simply wielding a sword. It is knowing the strengths of each other to make up for them. That is a team, yes?
Certainly.
Okay,
would
I understand
argue-
you better now.
I would argue, however, that while I do not know exactly what spells Conleth has in his arsenal, I know that they are quite plentiful and capable of disarming a dragon for its hearing, I believe. No, its eyes. Couldn't see when he had whisked us all into his mist. I noticed a certain tinge on the magic, one that I recognized from Conleth. I also know that Gita has quite powerful psionic abilities, in addition to her fire.
Grimaces.
And there's something else lurking beneath that we all have seen indeed.
Yes,
I'm so confused.
Your spells may be quite foreign to me at the moment, but from what I can tell, you're looking to get the focus. You want the kill. You want the final blow. So your spells are likely enchantments that allow such things to happen. In addition to your very amazing lightning breath, by the way. And he points at McKetry. I sense no magic from you, but you have surprised me before.
Another way that we could go about gaining the understanding of each other's abilities is to go around and say what we each feel that we specialize or do particularly well. Do you feel that that would be sufficient?
He kind of sighs. He says, I do not, but if that is what the majority prefers.
You wish to see what we're good at, not hear about what we're good at.
And it is important for all of you to see it in each other as well.
Might I suggest a better use of our time then? I, for one, have noticed at least what most of you can do, and what you have offered at least in battle. I understand that Harbin Wester has asked of Zarek and myself to accompany him on the road to Neverwinter. I almost forgot, I'm sorry. I imagine that there will be no shortage of brigands and monsters and just wildlife, especially now that the dragon is gone and things begin to resettle. Might we take one last job, as it were, and see where that takes us?
That I'm agreeable to this, as my original purpose for stopping here was simply to rest before continuing on to Neverwinter.
Quite the
So
detour.
Yes. So that lines up perfectly with my own plans.
And the rest of you?
Gita shrugs. I'm down for whatever.
You mean we actually have to defend that man?
For a few days. Travel.
That's like saying you will have to defecate for a few days without end.
What?
Nothing wrong with a good poop.
It seems you and your imposter share a disdain for him. Will you also be burning his flowers?
I would not burn flowers. That is not my method of torture. The
You could
flowers
always
did
pluck
nothing.
his flower. She's a little winky face.
Oh my god.
I think he just mimes like being sick. Ugh.
I understand that it is not the most glamorous of jobs, especially for Harbin Wester.
There's something
who,
about me that suggests I'm interested in glamour.
what I mean to say is I understand that Harbin
Yes.
Wester is not our most desired client, but money is money, and we will be in Neverwinter at the end of it.
Derek is nodding at Gita.
She's not back. Like, we're not understanding here.
It sounds like you've
Didn't-
already agreed anyway, Conleth.
I'm curious. You said that you are seeking fame and glory, Zarek. Was there a specific thing that you were thinking might bring that to you?
The realm is wide. There are many things that would help me along the way. I seek challenges to better myself. And in the process, I will, he kind of looks over at the couch, also require, eventually, those to sing tales of these deeds.
Gita really quickly speaks up and uses the hand to gesture to the whole group, and she goes, "Look, a challenge."
Oh,
Yes, very much so. In truth, Wester approached me and asked if I would speak for the group, but knowing how often there are disagreements, I told him to ask each of you individually.
I don't think he did that. Did he do that? I don't remember.
No, there hasn't been time, which is why
Okay.
Louis bringing it up now.
Ooh.
Additionally, he asked for a name, but I also stated that we could barely agree on anything, much less a name.
A
name. Oh, for us as a unit.
Oh,
Exactly.
Louis conjures up illusionary, like an illusionary piece of paper and a quill and begins writing things down.
Oh, what about the Avengers?
That is pointless. What is the point in avenging a wrong that has already happened?
Okay, the Revengers.
The Revengers.
Avengers? And
The Avengers.
just a bunch of X-Men.
You are a woman.
X-Woman, whatever.
How insightful of you to
You're saying when
notice.
they can't be in the X-Men?
The X them.
The X them.
Next time.
Louis is writing
X-Men.
things down and he goes, okay, what about the 6 Oh, and he looks up and all he sees 5 of us and he's like, no, that won't work anymore. And
Did
he-
you say sick shit?
6 shields.
Sounded oddly like you said sick shit.
I
And I was
He
with
cut
you.
himself
I have
off.
I
I
also
have
thought it was going to be 6 shits, and Zarek's like,
the
This
6
is
shields.
sick shit.
The 6 shields was patterned off of the 5 fangs, and now he's like, oh wait, we can't do that.
Damn, the Fantastic Five.
The scorched posies.
I am not good with these kind of name activities. However,
sounds good.
he looks to Zarek. You said that you have come from a company before, yes?
yes.
Perhaps you wait. There was yeah, and Gita has come from a circus. And the
Correct.
circus has a name. So maybe you two would be best for coming up with some options for us to build off of.
Zarek holds up a hand again.
Yes, student.
We are being off track. You have not said what you would require, Maketra.
Louis
I think the names
magics
of the group is what I'm getting at here.
Louis magics away his illusionary quill and paper and says, oh yes, that's right.
Just pick the first letter of our names.
LZMCG
Arlak is
plus.
correct.
Oh my god.
At that
Stop.
question, well, it's not a question. It was a statement.
Lick
Maketra goes quiet
Lick
for a
Ms.
moment and he kind of just looks down at the ground.
Ms. G.
What it is that I do tends to require quite a bit of discretion and admittedly secrecy. What I would need in order to feel comfortable is just you guys's trust that I will not put you in a position to be harmed.
I can't remember. When was that instance that Maketra took a swing at Conleth? Was that Nonleth or Conleth?
That was Conleth. That was an asshole.
That was Conleth? Okay. I think Conleth has not forgotten. And I think he might say something like, there was that occasion you did take a swing at me. And there was rather a frantic, animal-like look to your face at the time. I've never questioned you about it, but I do feel as though I narrowly escaped with my life. Would you care to explain that?
No.
Well, then I'd not care to continue this conversation. I did say that trust is earned. It's certainly not compulsory that you provide me with an answer as to why you took a swing at me.
That could be arranged.
What could be arranged?
Derek kind of like looks around the room.
You want to go?
I
Bro?
realize that many would like to take a swing at me, but
You want to go, bro?
yeah.
There are
Sorry.
magics which can compel the truth.
I would not force that upon someone.
Louis
I would
looks.
prefer that the truth be provided freely.
Louis looks so interested. Louis like, oh, word.
Wait, in the magics that would compel the truth?
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, we could force you to tell the truth.
Not to speak the truth.
Yes, I would not force anyone to speak the truth.
I don't think that is necessary. As to why I attacked you. Oh, see, I don't remember. So
The catcher was
my gosh.
injured badly and got
Rolled-
hungry.
Yeah, rolled bad
Right,
on the
okay.
Constitution.
right. Okay, now I remember. So
How dare you.
um there are times when how to word this.
Ooh.
Okay. He'll look at the ground for a little bit and then he will say, I am trained in a very specialized manner. There are times when that training supersedes my rational sense. That incident was one of those times. Generally, I try to keep that from happening, but occasionally, especially in a circumstance when I am injured to such a degree as I was at that time, that will happen. Though I do my best to ensure that it does not.
Or to paraphrase, you were caught up in the heat of the moment. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, you nearly clawed my face off because you were caught in the heat of the moment.
Well, based on the tales of your upbringing, it couldn't have been worse than that.
No, it could not have, but still I believe you're obfuscating the truth. I believe that's partially true.
Hmm.
And I don't give points per effort. Either you're fully truthful or you're not.
I like.
And
I
he
don't
looks
give
like he-
To
points.
reveal all of your secrets?
He looks like he's done with this line of inquiry. Like he's heard enough.
Gita asked him something.
Daniel.
Yes?
What did you say?
I'm after
Oh,
repeating Gita.
she asked me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dear.
I-
What was the question?
It's okay. How dare you, first of all?
Oh,
I'm
there-
just kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
As Colin was doing that, she just cuts it and goes, "Are you willing to reveal all of your secrets?"
I'm pausing on that for a second so I can think about it. I'm not saying he is.
Yeah, take your time. That's fine.
I think his response would be, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is it a secret that he almost tore my face off?"
Well, there might be something he doesn't want to quite share about himself that could lend to that answer.
That is evident. But if you're asking me to give my implicit trust to others in this group, and there is one among us who could potentially get caught up in the heat of the moment and murder me, I think I'd like to know why. And how to anticipate my response the next time, because I am quite fortunate to have escaped with my life.
Well, I did tell you why. You just aren't accepting of that answer.
No, because I'm old enough and long-lived enough to know that that is only partially truthful.
Just because you are old does not mean you are all-knowing.
Also,
And in truth,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
there is more than one of us here who could potentially injure another. Louis has taken someone's identity. Gita has another, her.
He just continues looking confused. What the fuck are you talking about?
Olive is just looking at this like, oh, I think he says, oh, that wearing of the Dragonborn face was a lark.
Wow. First of all.
I do not think it was a lark at
And
all.
as for Gita's other, I mean, we're just getting to know her.
Are we? Isn't that what this meeting is about? Getting to know one another? Where is she? Perhaps she should come speak with us.
If I'm honest, I'd rather she
He's
not
like flipping
appear,
around like, what the where?
as I believe she is rather dour and not fun.
Ah, now you wish the secrets to remain when it suits you.
It's not a secret that there is another within her. It's just I don't find her particularly.
And you don't know why or what brings her out or what she wants or will do.
He's just looking at you like, how dare you say this about my homegirl?
Yeah, he's looking back at you like, how dare you, pick and choose.
I must say, Conleth, for all your wisdom, Zarek does have a point. Everyone here has the potential and the power, the will, to do what they will with what they have. And I don't think McKetry's answer is that lacking.
If you say so. But my experience has informed me otherwise.
Have you fought a dragon before?
Recently, yes.
Before this?
No, I have not.
Then how did you know what to do? We are all discussing new experiences together, yes? If I can try to put aside what my experiences have said, which is that traveling with a lot of you is sure to get me killed, then surely you can do the same.
Traveling with a lot of us may get you killed, but certainly not by me.
Gita cuts in.
I don't know that.
Gita cuts in and she leans over and she puts a hand on Colin's shoulder to kind of get his attention. So he looks at her and she goes, "Can a partial truth just not be good enough at this moment, and you will get the rest once we have forged a better bond? Stop being contrary just to be contrary, Conleth."
I'm not being contrary just to be contrary.
I will say that I did also save your life when we were fighting the dragon, Conleth. If my intention was intentionally to harm you, it would be done already.
I would simply like to know why you did not intend to harm me, but almost did. It seemed to be out of your control. You seem to have lost control of your senses. I do not wish to interrogate you or anyone else on these matters any further. I've said my piece.
Okay, I am accepting of your response.
Well, if you're accepting of my response.
Gita quickly pats Calm on the shoulder. No.
It was like,
On with.
because the country was about to be like, I done already said twice.
No.
I see. This is the longest I've ever spoken as him before, and I've discovered like fairly recently that Kalmuth is mean.
Oh, you know,
I think we all knew that.
I know, but this is the most mean I've ever been. So I'm like,
Well, this has been enlightening.
Yes, much sharing. And Derek just kind of walks off and goes towards the table.
He must be hungry.
There's food.
Gita just looks so confused still. She's just like, what are we talking about, man? What'd I do?
Do you?
I think similarly to how there was a non-lith. Ooh, wait, did we say that term? I see. Whatever. We saw.
not in game. No.
Okay. Similar to how there was a doppelganger of Conleth previously, occasionally there appears to be some other version of you.
Someone's impersonating me? She's like looking around really rapidly.
Not quite.
No.
Let's, how do I remember? When you jumped onto the dragon's back, you seemed to almost transform midair.
She like all of a sudden yells, I jumped on the dragon's back?
Yes.
Interesting.
She looks like she's about to have an actual panic attack. She's like, what do you mean?
Could this be some sort of side effect of your psionic ability? And he's like studying her now. He's like staring at her, looking her up and down. There's like a flare of magic because he's trying to like get a feel for hers, and it's like,
Explain that. What do you mean?
well,
What are you doing?
sorry. So, hypothesis, I suppose, but perhaps when your life isn't at its most critical.
No. This is an out of character question. Like, how is Louis like? What is he doing to?
How it's not quite detect magic, but it's like a. I know what your magic looks and feels like, but maybe it looks and feels different when you are her. And he's like literally feeling the air around her, so to speak.
Okay,
and
so
like,
he's not probing like.
no, not probing her mind. He
person
can't
or
do that.
anything. Okay. Really?
Well, not unless he gets your name. But he's like, he starts to ramble because he's a detective, and he's like, blah blah blah. Your psionic abilities might be kicking in when your life is at its most critical, much like McKetre's problem.
She seems to appear, Gita, when you are in great need. And she seems to appear from some form of your subconscious, perhaps.
Who is she? Who is
You! She is you.
I have taken to referring to as the other. She is the other Gita. Your hair turns a rather frightening shade of green. And she has a most dour and strained expression on her face.
Gita
It's
just kinda
something to
cups her
behold.
face. Just kinda cups
I
her
have
face.
mentioned that. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, sorry. She just kind of cups her face, fingers kind of pressed into her temple. She takes a deep breath. She just kind of closes her eyes and just like seems to kind of wobble a little bit. Like she seems like she might be like on the outskirts. It kind of seems like she's like having an anxiety attack, and she's like mumbling softly, and she's like, but in her head, she's having a bit of a dialogue with herself as she's kind of mumbling. And the mumbles they're not in common. They're not super easy to pick up as she's literally just talking to herself. And in her head, she's just like, you know, like she just keeps saying in her head, who, like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What's happening to me? You know, she's like trying to like piece together
Same
her own
energy as
fragmented
there's a
memory. And she's
bee.
like,
So
who,
true.
Who are you? What is going on? What is happening? And when she opens her eyes, only Louis would see this, but like it's like a shadow just really quickly crosses her mind, like her eyeballs. So it goes from like that red, that orangey fiery red, and it just like black orbs of smoke, and it just passes by really quickly. And then her hands just drop, and she seems a little bit more normal again. And she goes, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's quite all right. And
Yes,
he
we
looks.
needn't let it distress you.
Yeah, he looks concerned for a minute, and then he says, "I believe you when you say you don't know."
There is another, and sometimes she appears. That is all we need to.
Several
Concern ourselves
times.
Well,
amid
never,
danger.
never you mind.
Which we will be going into more danger. Yes.
Most likely.
Yes, but there are some who have insinuated that there is danger from within.
I like
Have I hurt anyone?
I like these sides, these camps. You
Do not worry, Zarek. There is no glory to be found without danger.
Yes, I understand that well. However, he gestures. He's like done eating angrily. If we know that this other Gita comes out in time of danger, yes, that is what we are all saying and agreeing. Yes.
Louis nods.
Yes.
Then I suppose we are just accepting that it will happen because we are going into danger.
Well, I have been asked to accept that Maketra occasionally
And you
loses
declined.
all of his senses
Well,
and may rip my head off.
You declined.
May rip my head
It's
off.
my right to do the same.
my
He
thought.
repeats again. Have I hurt anyone?
No, that I've seen. Just the enemy in question.
My thought regarding this, however, is that we can acknowledge that potentially there is this other Gita that may come out that she is unaware of. Perhaps, in continuing to journey together, we can help her to understand what that is and how to control it. Since clearly this other Gita has been quite useful and helpful to us in our battles thus far.
Kind of squints her eyes at Maketra. Do you prefer this other Gita?
Oh my god.
I do not have any feelings towards the other Gita one way or the other.
She is quite efficient.
She moves around to Sarah. Do you prefer the other Gita?
Do that?
And then she looks at her now that she's referring to herself like as other Gita. She's like, wait a fucking minute.
Conleth reassures her, certainly not.
It's kind of sounding like you guys might prefer this other thing that I don't even know what you're talking about. So
My
I'm
position
not
is
doing
my position is merely to help you understand what other Gita is, since you don't, and we don't either.
Oh my god, can we
I
stop
do not
saying
have a
other Gita?
preference. I am simply stating a fact.
I'm
So if she's so efficient, why do you seem so pressed and worried about her? If she's so great.
Because what happens when you do not know what she will do?
she's so
What
great.
happens if?
Why do you
What
marry
happens
her?
if? What happens if, as in the underground, again, Louis loses himself to his Fey magics,
Mine is very
and
circumstantial.
the other Gita decides that she will stop him efficiently.
Oh, good point.
As that situation was before us.
She looks
Perhaps
at Louis.
no one else recalls because if he starts pointing, you and you were dead, you were someone else, and you were not yourself. But I was there.
I'm sorry, I do not recall being dead.
And we
I
thank
watched
you for your ability to handle that precarious situations, Eric.
I do remember almost being killed by Gita, but I was indeed the enemy at the time, so I do believe she was doing her job.
There's like a really brief like flare up of her eyes again as she turns to look at Louis, and her irises go black again, and in a very slightly different voice, all of a sudden comes out, and you did deserve it.
Eric is not pointing, but he's given the easy look.
Louis does the thing where you put your hand on your chest like, ooh, hello? Excuse me? Pardon? I think he says, eventually he says, I have many questions, and there's no way you're leaving my sight now. And he gets up to go eat.
You just tired. Her eyes are back to normal. She looks tired.
I think part of what may help us to be a more effective group is not just simply pointing out potential flaws and dangers, but simply being aware of them and accepting them, and then we can help each other figure out ways to deal with them as we move forward.
Louis says with his mouth full, we all have flaws.
Oh my god.
Gita looks around the group with a sudden like a resolute expression. She goes, I think I have to admit something.
Oh.
Louis spins in his seat cutely.
The tea, both herbal and verbal.
Oh my god.
She takes a deep breath. She goes, I think I now know the answer to something after hearing this back and forth about another Gita. Remember after the boar, when something happened and I was asleep and some of you were in some dream state and you guys kept saying that something was happening and it was repetitive and only Maketra wasn't involved, and she kind of is rambling on, like waiting for someone to stop her.
Oh, when you were all
Yes.
sleeping with your eyes open? Yeah, you were all very tired that day. That was quite strange, admittedly. But I figured you needed your rest.
She just kind of stares blankly at Maketra for a second, like, I'm sick of you. Like, she takes a deep breath and she goes, that force that was there, and I'm
Force.
guessing we'll call it your dreams, was me.
I would say I'm shocked, but I already had my doubts.
But I don't know how I did it. I didn't even know until later when I was having my own dream in the inn, and suddenly I was there, seeing all of this happen to you guys. And I don't know how I did it.
It seems, for as much as we have to learn about one another, we have equally as much to learn about ourselves.
Mm.
In fairness, she did say that was her reason for traveling.
Yeah, but I think this may apply to us all.
Yes, of course.
We are quite the stalwart bunch, stuck in our ways, and I think there is a little discovery to be done, should we deign to grace each other with our presence. At least that is how I'm choosing to rationalize this, and again, I do intend to stick around. You will not be rid of me that easily. He takes a bite of whatever he's eating.
But maybe I shouldn't be here.
Oh, you should be here most of all.
How else? How would you intend to discover more about yourself if no one is around to observe and tell you about when you're your other self.
But what if something happens like it did in the forest and Maketra isn't there and isn't aware of what's happening and we're all stuck in this dreamscape that I've somehow created unknowingly? What if I
We
get
were
someone
able
killed?
to free ourselves.
Well, what if freeing yourself involved killing me? Would you do it?
Wow, that's quite the leap.
Gives her a look
That's
like
quite-
you want answer to that.
Yeah.
I was like, Gita, that is quite the leap. It did not require
What
killing you the
scenario
first time.
could happen?
I mean, any scenario could happen.
You guys are talking about this other personality of mine that I'm wholly unaware of that apparently comes out when I feel in danger. What if one of you makes me feel endangered? She's spiraling. You can see she's spiraling.
He looks around at everyone and said, "Didn't we just have this conversation?"
You do not have to be as afraid. We are, despite my complaints, mostly capable, functional, passable. We defeated a dragon together.
And I do think it is important. Yes, we are discussing potential flaws and dangers, but the point of this is just so that we have an understanding that we will be here for each other despite those. Not to list them as reasons to disavow or to wow, I'm blanking on the word. Disqualify anyone from being around.
That is quite right.
She just kind of suddenly does like a little tisk under her breath. Her expression seeming like just out of place. And then she just shrugs and goes, "Okay."
I am curious though, since apparently we are all potentially dangerous to one another. Is there anything about you, Zarek, that we should be aware of, or are you functionally perfect?
I am dangerous. He says, with a great face.
You're just like the most like, oh my god.
I love that answer. I love it.
Yeah,
She's the lady,
I
she's
am not-
the ladies must love you.
I am not perfect, but we all have our secrets, but there is not another Zarek that you must worry will behead you in your sleep.
I bet he'd give out hugs.
If it is to be the opposite, Zarek, I would imagine so.
Yes, I would do you the honor of making sure you knew it was me.
Louis rises from his seat, having like maybe half finished his food, and he says, "I suppose it would behoove you all to know exactly what happens when I do that little trick that I did." And he stands and he stands right about like here because it's the most circular place and it looks like a stage. And he says,
Louis points at me, you better not be other Gita.
he says, so, the trick I employed is asking for one's name. But you should know that I don't necessarily have to ask for a name to change into somebody. And when he says the words change into somebody, like there's a little force of magic that whips up around him, and from like head to toe you see him kind of change up until he until his hair, obviously, and he is turned into Stonehill. And he says, "I may not always get the voice right, but I can do pretty well." And then he shifts back to Louis.
Shakes her head. That's embarrassing.
And he says, "This is purely magic. magic that my people can employ at will. And he like starts to like shift his height. He goes from like 7 feet Louis to 6 feet Louis to 4 foot Louis to 6.6.5. And he
Like, are you
keeps
really a short king?
and he keeps
Yeah.
doing it. And he's like, what you see before you, however, and he's back to 7 foot Louis. This is me. I don't like being other people.
Damn, now you demonstrated that you turned into a dragonborn on purpose.
Well, I guess what he says to that effect is that
No, that was Ozzy.
I know, but I think he says, when I asked for Adnir's name, I was not intending to become him. The spell, the magic within getting his name, I suppose I did not know its entire... Well, I didn't know that would happen. And I do apologize. I did not mean to put you in harm.
Be fair, you put yourself in harm's way.
That is true.
I think to be an adventurer and to do these kinds of tasks requires putting oneself in harm's way. To know that, accept that, and understand that you will be tasked to make spur of the moment decisions to accommodate that.
Indeed. At the time, I merely sought the knowledge that he had.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
He chuckles and then makes McKetre's face on his head. So he's like...
Oh, don't do that.
He's like... From the neck up is McKetre, and he says, "You're welcome."
He just goes, I hate that.
As do I. I have promised him if he turns into another of my kin, I will attack him.
Mm.
Only if you ask me to.
Yes.
All right.
He's eating
then.
again. He's eating someone else's share, probably.
Well,
McKetcher was gonna eat his. I
Oh,
say
no.
McKetcher wasn't gonna eat his food anyway.
no. he
Notice that no
already
one is
did.
asking him why he never eats.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Hey, McKetra, why don't you ever eat? Well, besides my
Yes.
blood that one time.
What?
That did happen.
Yeah, remember that, guys? Remember that? And she looks around at everybody.
Yes, I recall. That was after we restrained you, after you attempted to attack Con.
Yeah. So let's ask this
Oh.
question one more time. Why are your fangs fangs?
Why are your fangs fangs?
Colin is just smiling a little bit.
I heard Diana laugh so loud in Brandon's room.
Just a little smile.
Yeah, she's been cracking up back here.
He's just kind of stone faced right now. And
She kind of rolled her wrist up. She goes, "You want some more?"
no.
Make Louis
She looks
transform
offended
into
as fuck.
dust.
It's like, what?
I don't know that man.
As well, I appreciate
Vampire
you
got your tongue.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
That's quite the assumption to make. Anyway,
Was that an aside or was that in character?
that was an aside. He's going to say, in the future, in such an event, I would appreciate that you do not do that again. referring to like her giving him some of her blood. And I believe I said this earlier, but I am a Dampier. In case that was not apparent.
Oh, so you're not a full-blooded one.
It is
That's what that means,
deceit.
right? She looks
This
around like,
is an aside, right?
No, this
No.
is in character.
Oh, this is in character. Has he previously revealed it?
He may not have
He said-
revealed it to Conlith, and
yeah, I don't think Colin thinks you were there when he said it.
I'm
Oh,
Yeah.
so this is all news to Conlith.
Yes. In the same way that a tiefling is not a demon, a Dampier is not a vampire. And an Aasimar is not a celestial.
She points at herself, and a fire genasi is not an elemental.
He nods.
I'm sad I don't have such an analogy.
She just
You're
nods.
not a cow.
Oh, true.
Zarek is not a dragon.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Conlith is not a
right.
psychotic murderer.
Well,
We don't know that.
So
That's
Gita
correct.
continues. She goes, so, but if you're half, is that what that means? That you're half vampire?
No. It's more of a ascendancy thing.
No, okay,
I
okay,
think-
okay.
Conlith says, "Were you in the fits of hunger? Is that what this was?"
Could be because maybe he was weak and tired. He needed a snack.
And he lacked. Oh, and so I was the snack. And Conlith perks up a second and says, "Oh well, in that case, I'm actually rather delighted."
Oh, that was not the case.
Oh, I think it was.
I
Gita looks
think,
at Colin and goes,
I
"Colin, you're not a
think
snack.
it
You're the
was.
Says,
no."
in fairness, I too find myself delectable.
Ugh.
So are you not able to eat food then? Or do you just not find like normal food appetizing?
I find normal food appetizing enough. Again, those things are more associated to my training rather than my being.
Your monastic lifestyle, you mean?
She nods. So should I carry extra rations around for you then, or do you not need them?
He shakes his head. I do not need them, but thank you.
I will not turn down extra rations.
Oh,
She literally whips around and pulls out like 30 from her fucking bag.
oh my god.
Conlith says, "Darling, you are extra rations."
Oh.
Wow.
She tucks her flaming hair behind her ear.
Inferring that, you know, those who consume blood among us.
Oh, she took it as a whole. She took it as a whole. She was next.
Because I'm wondering, like, I am wondering, and he is as well, but will not say anything, because I don't think he's encountered many vampires or Dampier. Whether they, you know, prefer certain types of sustenance, like, do they like big meaty chops like Louis and Zarek, or do they prefer the more sinewy, seasoned meats?
Or a
There
fire
got scales to
genasi.
get through.
True.
that's
You know,
just
there's,
sushi.
there's delicious meat inside of a lobster.
Gita's wondering
Oh my
if she's
God.
spicy.
You just have to be willing to.
Gita's
explore.
wondering if she's spicy.
Like, is it sriracha blood? Like, you know?
Oh, she's definitely spicy.
She's smoked meat.
Yeah, a little bit
She's a
sour.
brisket. Gita is a brisket.
I think Conlith is like a capon, where it's like an old chicken, and you have to like braise it and with a lot of wine. You have to.
Oh my god.
Y'all do know he don't eat people, right?
Yeah.
I don't got blood, man.
Y'all
They-
talking about here like the meat
I'm not gonna lie,
flavors, and it's like, what are you? What meat?
Zarek has more sharp teeth than Maketra does.
I know.
Yeah, Sarah, why are your fangs, bro?
Why are your fangs, bro?
Well, you see, whenever I was small, the other ones fell out, and the sharper ones regrew in their place.
I'm making it canon that Gita's blood is spicy. Okay, she's
Oh
got
my
hot sauce
God.
blood.
She's
Like
got
fucking
hot sauce blood.
blood.
Go, like,
Colin-
go
Okay.
get the
Oh, actually, I
fucking
think
hot
McKettrick
blood.
hasn't had the proper sample size to determine what the difference is between other people's blood.
Oh, interesting.
All right, just let's Colin wrist.
Put that in
I
the.
think
Oh my
I think
God.
Conleth's blood is more like a muscadet, where it got that noble rot to it. You know, that bacteria
Noble
that makes.
rot.
So yes, Musca
It's a
wines.
wine.
They're grapes that are harvested when they are
Muscadine?
well. Muscadet.
So basically, he has lush blood.
Well, it's yes
Because he be
because
drinking.
the grapes
Because he
are
be
harvested
drinking.
well past when they are ready and ripened, and they develop a little fungus on it that they call the
Oh,
French.
I thought you were
call
talking about like the big fat green sweet grapes that are muscadines. That's why I was like, damn, those are good.
Oh no!
We're going on a tangent now. Let's focus
We
back.
are.
Right.
Yes.
Freaks.
Sorry.
We could do a blood flight for McKetra.
Oh
It's
my
delicious
God.
wine, by the way. It's a dessert. It's sold as a dessert.
We're on
by
a
you.
tangent. We could do a blood flight.
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
we do like a
Get
little
back.
wooden
Get back
tray.
in.
It's got the slots for the
You're
shot
doing
glass.
so well.
He's looking
we
so
were
uncomfortable.
doing so well.
I'm not saying any of this in character, bro.
Okay.
you think he's just like, bro, let's just do it like let's do a fucking blood flight. Get a little plastic laminated card that's got all of the fucking names and notes and flavors of the blood.
Yes.
Louis suddenly pipes up and says, "Is Chaos Guard a good name for us?"
Chaos what?
Chaos Guard.
Chaos Guard.
Yes.
That's so edgy. That
Oh,
sounds dumb.
Mm.
okay. Not that then.
It does not have to be immediately. We
What
have
about the
some
bladed
time.
branches? Or the bladed branch? The BB.
We, so that means you plan to stay, Zarek?
I say we call ourselves Harbin Wester's Hemorrhoids.
Oh!
Is he outside the door?
He's just hiding under a bed somewhere listening.
Right.
in the whole-
Alright, we're not going to even dignify that one.
Flings that door open after she hears that.
Oh my god.
She's like, what in the hell?
I kind of like,
Hello.
Drags him inside. She drags
I
him.
thought that you might have gotten lost and needed something, so I
You know
came over.
To listen.
Also, no,
To eavesdrop.
not at all. I was not dropping any eaves, and I don't have hemorrhoids, by the way.
Is that true?
Yes, it's...
And yet you managed to hear that.
Hold
Oh
on.
my god.
Hold on. I need to perceive whether he has hemorrhoids.
Go ahead and roll
Oh
an insight
my
check
God.
alongside my Ketra.
is that true? Oh,
He's loaded with fucking hemorrhoids.
that's not
Oh
what
my
that
God.
means.
Piles
seems-
upon piles.
What? What?
Oh my god!
Yo.
She wants to know how much he heard.
I think Conleth now looks at him with pity, like, "Oh, that's why you are the way that you
know the
are."
truth. It doesn't mean that it is.
Yeah, your 20 doesn't mean that it's true.
Do you think that insight allows you to see his butthole?
Ketra just wants to know if he really came here to eavesdrop or not.
Okay, so McKetra definitely, he did come here to eavesdrop. Conleth, he seems to be telling the truth about hemorrhoids. Gita, he heard almost all of it. He followed you here. Also, he had an anal fissure once, but that doesn't count as a hemorrhoid.
She whips around, ignores the first part, and she goes, he's had an anal fissure, Conleth.
He has a blossom. He must have a blossom.
And then she shakes her head and she goes, wait, also, he's been here the whole time, he's heard everything.
Barrett growls.
Yeah, Louis
Ketra gives him a
says.
look.
Yeah, Louis goes, "I'm first of all very surprised at myself for not knowing you were there, but now I'm also quite angry."
I mean,
Agreed.
what would you have done?
Honored my word.
There's this wonderful phrase I've heard in the Feywilds called "minding my business."
You don't
You
do
didn't
that.
hear that in the Feywild.
I was curious. Do you blame me?
Well,
I do, in fact, blame you.
well, do you like what you've heard?
I honestly, a lot of it went over my head. You were talking about a lot of things that weren't interesting.
Yeah, what
Zorg
was
is like
interesting?
steadily approaching him,
What
and
was
like,
it?
huh? Go ahead.
She was like, what was interesting to you? And she's still detecting his thoughts.
Oh, honestly, the name was more interesting to me, and whether you would all stick together as a group and take my job. And he's being pretty truthful, Gita. He was really concerned about the parts that had to do with him. All of your discussion and constructive discussion, he didn't give a shit about it. And Zarek, he starts planting himself up against the wall.
He like looms over him and says, "You will not speak of anything you've heard."
Oh, not at all.
Gives him the like
Hey.
watching you.
With that said, Harbin, would you happen to have a suggestion for a name?
Well, far from Harbin's hemorrhoids, I would suggest Harbin's
Anal
heroes.
fissure?
Okay.
We will not be having your name in any group name.
Yes.
Fine. Are you looking for something esoteric or something whimsical? Something corny, perhaps?
Horny.
Your chaos shields was in line of corny, by the way.
It was Chaos God.
That.
Derek just flops down on the couch and stretches
I
out.
say, just give us what comes to mind immediately when you think of us.
The irregulars.
Conleth, who has been eating
And he slaps
something.
a hand to his mouth.
Conleth,
Dear
who's been eating
regulars.
something off of his china, mimes that he's pantomimes that he's dropped the china on the floor, and he actually does drop it, and it shatters, and he says, "Oh, Butterfingers."
So you
Derek just
didn't
turns around.
you didn't set his flowers on fire, but you did drop his china?
Perhaps you have been with us the whole time.
What is it with you and the destruction of my property?
Was it an accident? I don't know what you're saying.
Well, you're
I roll
accidental.
insight. I roll insight to see if it's an accident.
Oh, roll deception for me, Conleth.
Oh.
I also want to know, though.
Go ahead.
I have to roll a deception.
Deception,
Hold
yeah.
on. Let me see. I have a +9 modifier.
What?
Oh my god.
Bardic inspiration to Conleth.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, well, Catcher can tell that you're not telling the truth. Harbin,
This makes
he's
a lot
not
of
sure.
sense.
Harbin, what?
Harbin is not sure.
Oh, okay.
Catcher doesn't say anything one way or the other, but he knows.
Derek
I know what you know.
chalks it up to
I was
like
saved by that +9 modifier.
hold the fingers and it turns back around.
Well,
Right.
despite your dishonesty, Harbin, I hope that you got the answer and information that you were looking for. Is there anything else that you need from us, or will you leave us to actual privacy now?
I suppose I can leave you to privacy. I just wanted to be involved a little.
You could
Conleth,
ask
looking
next
down
time.
at the shattered china, says, "I hope this wasn't part of a set."
Of course, it was part of the set. Well, I just go to the market and buy one saucer.
Oh dear.
I was thinking.
I was like, oh, that's me, actually.
So funny.
Like, I do actually go to the store
That's
and
me
buy
in real
a
life.
plate.
I will go and pick up a plate.
Yes. It was like, I like
Casual.
that one bowl, and I want
Yeah.
that one.
Literally,
The person at
everything in
checkout
my
is just
house,
watching me.
everything I have is mismatched.
Yeah.
But yes, all right, get out.
Leave your own house.
Gita like ushers him out the door.
Please don't break anything else of mine.
As Harbin's leaving though, Gita like leans in to whisper, and only Harbin will hear us. But she goes, "Yeah, it would be a real shame if I accidentally burned your whole house down."
And then Conleth he says as the door is shutting, "Shall we commence to having the incredibly disgusting sex?"
Slams the door on Harbin.
Louis is like hiding his face, but he's laughing a lot.
I will
Please?
say,
Find towels in the bathroom to spread onto the floor. There is incense and candle wick that you may use to aerate the place when you are finished with your celebrations.
She just
Please, I
slams the door
beseech
open,
you.
gets in his face. Leave.
Does leave.
I can't breathe.
Conleth says maybe he has a tarp somewhere.
Louis is laughing, but he's like, "That's enough, please."
That was
That was
nice.
honestly, I want to get a clip so bad of Conleth first doing the Harbin's hemorrhoids thing. Just bring, Gita going over and just flinging the
That
door.
to me was the
Harbin
classic
doing it.
like Vine. I heard you was talking shit.
That was so, that whole,
That was really
Cheers.
good.
Yes.
so funny.
Well done.
Since we just did that, can I request a quick break?
Sure, we're actually almost done.
Yeah, the game
Oh,
was over.
I just realized what time it was. Okay, you're right. Continue.
I will say that I am not opposed to the suggestion of the irregulars. But that is just me.
I
Regular's
had
fine, but the Avengers isn't.
I had some extra thoughts, but it does describe us well.
It is a very irregular and strange group, yes.
And here I thought I was fairly conventional.
Fairly what?
Conventional.
You don't think hemorrhoid is conventional, Conleth?
Everyone has hemorrhoids.
I have never had a hemorrhoid in my life.
Everyone has hemorrhoids. Not everyone has had them infected.
Take size.
Okay.
Stares off into the distance.
It's also not hemorrhoid getting infected. They just, you burst a blood vessel and they get...
So the irregulars.
Oh, sorry.
How are we feeling about the name the irregulars?
Louis in favor.
What if we pronounce it the irregulars?
Irregulars.
I
Sounds
believe
funny.
you can pronounce it however you desire.
Irregulars.
I don't think it's something people want to chant. Yay! The irregulars are here.
The irregulars. The irregulars.
It's more like, oh no, the irregulars are here.
That would be what I would expect, yes.
Oh, how irregular.
Flowers will be burned down.
Yeah, I think Conleth's remark about how he thought he was conventional, is more like his tacit acceptance that that name is acceptable.
But he needs to say that.
Oh, he needs to say that?
Well, I mean,
McKetre-
because, like, you're...
Yeah.
yeah.
McKetre works in absolutes.
Oh, he works in absolutes.
Does he? You mean Zarek?
What? Gita's raising her hand like, me.
Yeah.
Gita, speak.
What about... Yes, Daddy.
I think Conleth says, like,
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Shut up! Shut up! She goes, hands up in the air, so me. She goes, what about? Okay, irregulars. That kind of sucks. She goes, what about the Misfit Order?
There is nothing orderly about this group.
it is.
It
That
would be
is
better-
why
would
it
be
is
better to
ironic.
say- It would be
Do you-
better
What about the
in there
Misfit Disorder?
Misfits would be better in that case.
So not the fucking Avengers or X-Men, but Misfits is okay.
No, I'm with you. The Misfit Order makes sense to me because it's ironic.
I
Never mind.
would
They don't care
much-
for irony.
I would much rather be the irregulars.
I'm sure you fucking would.
This is why I told you we could not come up with a name.
Ah,
What about the last resort?
I like
There,
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Louis
we're
is
the
like, well,
last resort.
yeah. Louis is like, well, hang on a minute.
When no one else can handle the job, call the last resort.
Hey,
Yes.
did I just drop a bar?
Yes.
That's what Gita
Well,
literally
no,
does.
just
Nikita.
drop a bar.
The
So
catcher
She
just
runs over to
closes
high
his
five
eyes.
Derek. She literally runs over to high five Derek.
He will look confused, but will participate.
She like really aggressively slaps him. It's like a very satisfying high five
Oh.
slap.
okay, so the last resort then.
Suffocation. No, we're
Unless there are
It's an idiom.
dissenting thoughts, of course.
I'm afraid ours.
I'm trying to think of some synonyms for last resort, and the only thing I can come up with is expedient. But that doesn't sound as nice.
the end consequence. Like what do you choose? What other words?
The end
Same thing?
consequence. OOC, I like the last resort. So
Yeah, the last
I'm
resort's
just like
fine.
I said that out of character, not the average. I'm just like we're just looking for words that mean the same thing.
Plan
We're the
Z. Plan Z is funny.
The final
I do like the
countdown.
last resort. I think that'll be very funny, actually.
Oh,
Now, in character, I think Pikachu is fine with whatever name we come up with, to be honest.
Could you imagine them going up to like a town though and being like, "Oh, mercenary group, what's your name?"
Or-
the last resort.
And,
The-
and that's
the-
memorable.
the do or dies.
Okay, wait. So people for the last resort, because there's only 5 of us here.
It's
Hello.
fine.
I mean, it was
Wait,
my
wait
idea. It's all
for the
honest
hand.
for it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Cool.
Sold.
Zare can get a high fived on it. That's like
Alright.
a law.
That's like a law.
I suppose if we now have a group name, that means we now have a responsibility to one another.
Did we not?
Derek kind of sighs and like looks at Mikachu when he says that.
Yeah, Louis just
Gita
kind of
leans over
shrugs.
and like hugs Zarek's arm, and she goes, "Together forever."
Oh my. Louis
He's kinda
shrugs and he's just
very
like, sure.
She goes, "Why are your fangs, Zarek?"
Nakesha gives a little smile at all of this.
In case I need to bite someone. Close combat.
She waggles her brows. Kinky.
Nakesha gives a nod as Zarek says that, indeed.
Louis does this thing, but he
Okay.
tries to hide it, where he's like poking his canine teeth with his tongue, like, mine's sharp. Can I bite? I'm gonna try it before.
What a nerd.
Well, that was really all that I had thought that we needed to talk about, and anything concerns that I have been addressed.
Fantastic. Now, let's talk about the celebration then. What do you think's gonna happen? He just like says that so plainly.
Oh, actually, before that, I must make an errand.
She
No?
like looks at the group and mouths, "The blood."
I can't stand it.
I will be back later.
Very well.
And then he's going to leave.
Implicit trust and all that. And he takes a seat.
I suppose that means we can all depart, or are we waiting here?
Well, he has
Aren't
the
we
keys.
staying here? I thought we were staying here.
Oh, I sure do have the keys. Hold up. Let me lock them in here. I'm kidding.
There, we'll keep the door down.
Maybe they're on a table. Maybe he left them on a table.
No,
He did not. He has the
took
keys.
the keys.
Oh, piss.
Kita turns around. She goes, "I'm also gonna leave. Clean Jaw's at the inn." Blink.
Louis covers his mouth and he says, "Stay safe."
Well, there is a certain
Just
elf
looks
at
back
the
confused.
end.
Why would I not be safe?
Oh, you know.
He means do not procreate if you are not ready. Zarek gets up to leave too.
Oh my god.
This is happening again?
And he literally goes, "What does procreate mean?"
Oh no.
God.
Mate.
You what, mate?
Oh my god. What is the problem? What is wrong?
She goes, mate. Make
No.
babies.
Oh my God.
Whatever, have fun.
Never. Yeah, she just walks away. She's like, we haven't even had sex yet. What do you mean, make babies?
I'll tend to the house, I suppose.
At least you can be trusted not to burn it down.
He closes the door, and if there was a camera, he would look at it.
If there were roses, I think Conleth would have incinerated them, but they're
I'm
gone.
enjoying the go get your pickle girl. I'm still waiting for a picture of this pickle.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
Oh my days.
Where's my dick pics?
Where are my
Oh
dick
my
pics?
God.
Talking about full dick pic.
Where are my solicited dick pics?
Yes,
Solicited.
they have
I
been
never get them
requested.
solicited. I only get them unsolicited. Send me one.
Oh.
This
Wait,
isn't
send me one
good.
clean jaw. Let me hold on. Pause. Everybody, everybody in the chat, everybody listening,
Mm.
specifically for a clean jaw.
He wants the
artwork.
she wants the nasty clean jar art.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Pause. I was like, let me not open the doors.
You
Well.
you did well to be specific with your request.
Mhm.
Louis in the house alone, no parents, party.
Yeah. The catcher's
Harbin just looks at the camera and goes, "No way!"
What is
Home Alone.
Zarek doing? Climbing the
Derek
tree?
is sitting in the yard enjoying the quiet.
Oh,
This poor
okay.
man.
Keita, come
So
back.
Maketra is going to.
Get over there.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so you are going to adopt Maketra. Gita and
Yes.
Colin are going back to the inn. Zarek is
Yes.
enjoying the tree outside. Louis is in the house.
I should summon Malcolm to be in the tree, just to watch Zarek and see what he's doing.
Oh my god. But yeah, with that, we'll stop there. A very productive session.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
I
This
got
was
to
good.
eat. I ate so much.
This was a lot of fun.
What did chat think we should call ourselves? And
chat,
why is it Harbin's anal fissure?
Chat thought that we should mash all of our initials together.
Oh,
And then also there was another one. Oh, someone liked Do or Die because you could
Dodge.
you could make it Dodd, yeah. DOD.
yeah. The do or dies. No, I think
We're
this
the Dodds.
fits.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I
did
think
you
the
say
last
Dad?
resort is actually perfect.
Yeah, I like that a
It was
lot.
actually really fun because there's so much humor to be had with that, and it does sound really cool at the same time.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Aw, now McKetcher has a friend group. He's happy and not going to express that at all.
Derek was immediately like, "Why did you say it like that?"
I like how nobody in any way thinks that Conleth is dangerous. Like, it's...
Not
I
yet.
think they know he's doing. I think
Well-
they
Real man.
It's
There's
that
nothing-
McKetcher doesn't feel like he's dangerous to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone has seen Conleth fuck up bad guys, but it looks like everyone kind of realizes that Conleth will only harm the opposing force. He has shown
Yeah.
no inclination to harm anyone.
I
mean, we
know.
know-
Or like, collateral damage, but like he's not going to harm the party.
We know that he'll, tongue waggle at everybody, but
Yeah.
he's not going to attack anybody.
But how confident are you in that?
I mean, I
Wow.
think Zarek is as confident with Conleth as anybody else. Like, if you attack me, I think I can take you.
There's an irony in it that Conleth is probably the most trusted member of the party right now, because they've kind of seen what he can do, seen how he is, and while there may be like misgivings, everyone seems to Be like, okay, this is you. This is who you are.
He's a bitch.
Everyone know that.
Conleth was right.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone, I mean, even Conleth, but Conleth is the one who has been. What you see is what you get. Mostly, everyone else has done some shady shit.
Yeah.
Well, the
Plenty
first half of the
dangerous.
adventure, what you see is non-lith.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like, we don't really know the new Conleth yet.
Yeah, but so far there has been no indication, and that's basically what McKetcher is going off of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
However, he does not appreciate Conleth's line of questioning because he don't want to say all that much.
I don't like talking about
His
myself.
fangs are fangs, man.
I'm
Yes,
afraid
I-
Conleth is this Conleth is no less provocative than Nonleth, but just in a different way.
Ketcher's like, this old man is about to be too perceptive for his own good.
Yeah. I'm afraid his way of perceiving is also kind of petty and toxic.
Unfortunately, I don't think I made Louis into the interrogative detective. He's like the... Oh, what's this?
Oh, can we
I
do
found a
good cop,
clue.
bad cop? Can Conleth be the bad cop? The meanie?
I think everyone's bad cop compared to Louis.
Ah!
Whoa! Gita is good cop for sure.
No, that's true. Gita's very good cop.
Whoa!
Gita is she just a baby? All right?
Yeah, I know. That's actually one quality about her that I really like, is that she has on occasion been shown that she is very diplomatic, and she tries to be very understanding of others, even in battle. And I think she has actually talked a few people off the ledge a couple of times.
You know, your girl's kind of a big deal.
Oh my days.
What?
Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Other Gita ain't got shit on OG Gita.
Yes.
Gita is
Yes.
like both the good cop and the bad cop when you think about it.
True.
I'm like, bro, the way they talking is like y'all just want other Gita around all
Bro,
the
I was
time.
dying.
That was so
I was so
funny.
I
just
know.
like
I was so offended for her on her.
everyone
behalf.
just turned around at Gita and was like, "You can never be her."
He's like, I am her, bitch. I was like, that was crazy. Disrespectful.
The way everybody got upset was there's like, we should trade.
Whoa, that's not what he said, but that's what you meant. Damn.
I should
No, he gave
lift a
examples.
finger to do something like
That's
what?
not what McKetcher meant. He just wanted to help her understand. I think I have to change his thing because I put that he has very little mediation. I feel like he did a lot of mediation today.
True.
Yeah.
And
Somebody had to.
bump it up to 2.
Yeah.
It was
This
a
was
lot
a-
of fun. Though.
Yeah,
It
this was
good
great.
Getting bits of everybody's character and seeing how they
Yeah.
bounce off each other. You know.
That's how
Getting
you
things
know
out
he
now.
likes you. He has tried to keep you all around and together.
I would also point out that Conleth comes from an environment that is perhaps the most deceptive of like anyone else. Like, I
Yes.
think that's part
He
and
comes from
parcel
the
with
Grey's
lack-
Anatomy.
With the lack of trust, it's just that he trusts that everybody is deceitful and in denial.
It's the young
Yeah.
and the restless.
Ain't nobody asked Conleth to change. We're like, Zarek, be nice. Zarek comes from a hard background. Like, Zarek, be
Listen.
nicer. Be nicer to us, Zarek.
Listen, from McKetcher's perspective, that's the thing that is the most detrimental. Conleth can be deceptive because McKetcher is also deceptive. So
That's so
it's
funny.
Well, I
better
think-
to just let that happen so no one starts looking at him too hard.
I think with Zarek's barking orders, I think Conleth is kind of like Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction. You know, a please would be nice. You know, he doesn't like being ordered around by men. So it's like if you're kind of
I like
nice
the
about it.
please
How do
would
you
be
do
nice.
Pretty-
it?
pretty please with
say
the-
to
with the-
her what you
the
want the
cherry
order
on
to be.
top.
Gita will order.
I hate to tell you, it's gonna be a long time before it's there because they were like, "Hey, please kill this guy for me."
That's so funny.
Yes. Well, working through intermediaries.
Listen, McKetcher's like, it's more of a tone thing. like it's the
That's what
tone.
you're saying, and it's how you're saying it.
Yeah.
That's such bougie nonsense. I
Fucking
don't
It's
Edith's
like
like-
just so
I
happy
don't
to be
like your
included.
tone.
She's like, I'm just so.
McKetcher is bougie though, so it fits.
That is
Yeah.
And
And there's been a couple times where he's heard Zurich make some commands and like giving the side eye. Like, I don't
I
know
have
who
more
you
money
think
than
you
you.
talking to. But like,
Oh my
Listen,
god.
hey, you gotta call him out. Like, help him. Help
dig
him
it
help
all.
you.
In the middle of a fight, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to right now.
we didn't say goodbye to chat, but absent chat.
It wrapped up. All right, I DC'd again.
Okay.
I don't know why this
It
happened. But anyway, do say goodbye to chat really quick.
goodbye,
Bye,
chat.
chat.
Have a
Bye,
good night.
chat. Thank you
I
for
don't wanna-
watching.
Okay. I think I'm back. I think we're 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 back. Okay, so what I don't know what the rest of the week looks like just yet. I may stream Wednesday and I may stream Friday. We'll see. It's not a D&D week, so this is the only D&D game you're going to be getting for this week. Sorry. But we're not going to raid out tonight. And the reason why we're not raiding out tonight is because I really want you guys to see the ending screen that we put together for our group. It gives you details about everybody, their class and job and all that, and race and all that stuff. So it looks really cool, and I think I would make sure that you guys look at it really quick as you get to know our characters. As we get to know our characters, this is what we put together. All that out of the way, I'm gonna let you all go. Thank you so much for joining this evening, and as always, besitos. Bye. What are we talking about? I don't eat. I pulled up the Witchlight thing, and I went immediately to like, what do they have there? And I started reading off.